Good morning, and thank you to Mayor Carter, Representative Hussein, Councilmember Bellinger, School Board Director Henderson, district staff, community members, and I know we also have many members of the legislature here with us today as well who were able to break away for a bit to join us in our celebration. Thank you for being here as well. I'd also like to thank members of the media for joining us for this announcement today. This is indeed a momentous day for St. Paul Public Schools as we lay out what we see as an essential and meaningful opportunity to welcome more families into the state's second largest school district. The most important people here today are not just those who I mentioned by name, but those many others who are standing beside me on the stage. They're educators, community leaders, and parents who have been meeting for several months to share their hopes and dreams for a new public school that combines high-quality academics with culturally relevant instruction. While these two values are present in all 68 of our schools in St. Paul Public Schools, what we're here to announce today takes that model one step further. St. Paul Public Schools is home to some of the most diverse schools in the state, where students from all walks of life and cultural backgrounds come together to learn and to grow. That's a beautiful thing, and it's the reason that many families choose SPPS. We also know that there are families who want something different. They currently have to look outside of the district to find it. Some of our most popular programs right now are those that have specific cultural focuses. Our Hmong Language and Culture Elementary School, Phelan Lake, is our largest elementary school at 700 students. It is so popular that next year's pre-kindergarten classes can't even fit in that building, and they'll be located at our Early Childhood Hub East. Our long-standing dual language immersion programs, including Jimeng, Mandarin Immersion, Adams, Wellstone, and Riverview Spanish Immersion, and the Trois du Nord French Immersion, continue to draw families from within and outside of the district city limits. We're also adding more world languages in our high schools, including 2 new Korean language classes. Classes in Ojibwe, Hmong, and Japanese are offered online across the district. Add that to our American Indian Studies program, our wonderful Freedom Schools in the summer, and you can see that culturally specific programs are nothing new in St. Paul Public Schools. But what is new is the school that we are here to introduce to all of you today. The new East African Elementary Magnet School will be opening this fall in the building you see behind us. The school will be home to pre-kindergarten through 5th grade students, and applications are now open for this fall. We are also actively recruiting licensed teachers and school staff, first internally and soon externally, so please spread the word to your networks. We have hired one person so far, and a very important person at that. Dr. Abdi Salam Adam has been with St. Paul Public Schools since 1997 as an ELL teacher, community specialist, and administrator. Most recently, he served as assistant principal at Highland Park Senior High School. Dr. Adam graduated from King Saud University in Saudi Arabia with a BA in English as a second language. He received his master's degree in curriculum and instruction from St. Cloud State University and recently received his Doctor of Education from Bethel University. He is guided by the Somali proverb, lack of education is lack of light, and believes that every child has the right to a world-class 21st century education. To tell you more about himself and his vision for this school, I am honored to introduce the principal of the East African Elementary Magnet School, Dr. Abdi Salam Adam.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Greetings of peace to everyone. I'm really honored to be here this morning to recognize this historic moment that brings our communities together. It's not just the East African community, but the communities of the Twin Cities, the state of Minnesota, the United States, and indeed the bridge that connects the United States and East Africa. Thank you, Dr. Gothard. You have listened and heard the voices of our East African families. Your leadership and commitment to our families and children has made this moment possible. The East African community will never forget you. I'm deeply honored to be here today and to stand before all of you as the new principal of St. Paul Public Schools' first program focused on East African languages and cultures. And as we know, East Africa has many languages, but we recognize the most prominent ones of Somali, Amharic, Tigrinya, Oromo, Arabic, and Swahili. Imagine our children learning together, thriving together, and making change in this world that we live in. This is a dream come true for not just me, but for the countless families and children who love our great country, the United States of America. This love also extends to the pride we have in our cultural heritage and traditions rooted in East Africa. I invite families from all cultures and backgrounds to join us in this historic moment as we establish a strong foundation to provide all children with high-quality program for generations to come. Join us as we build a nurturing environment where your children will flourish as they are taught culturally responsive curriculum with rigor and relationships as its core. We are a communal society, and we appreciate that this building is going to be vibrant with families and children and communities, maybe 24 hours, who knows, if the system allows. Join us as we strive to make Minnesota proud as we educate our children to become multilingual learners who can help our state and country build bridges with East Africa to expand our friendships and global economy. East Africans cherish and value our connection to the community and family. The East African Elementary Magnet School will become a shining star, fostering unity within the diversity of East African heritages and beyond. We truly have the best of both worlds as we remain rooted in our traditions while thriving in America. The vision that ignites us at St. Paul Public Schools is to inspire students to think critically, pursue their dreams, and change the world. Together, we can make that vision a reality for all children. So I greet the neighbors, this neighborhood, and all those around to also join. Although the name may be East African, but this school is open for all families who want to benefit from this unique educational program. Peace and blessings to everyone. Thank you. And I welcome Mr. Mahmoud Kanyara, a parent and community youth organizer. Welcome, Mahmoud.
Good morning. My name is Mahmoud Kanyare. I am a proud parent of St. Paul Public School. I have been asked before, how do you have kids when you yourself look like a kid? We are all gathered here this morning to acknowledge and celebrate the beauty and diversity of this city and the school district where we live. Throughout the city, more than 100 languages are spoken every single day. Among the students at St. Paul Public Schools are those from more than 100 languages. This morning, we are not here to talk about it. Oh no. Instead, take action, and we're here to be about it.
That's right. That's right.
East African Elementary Magnet School will open this fall 2023 in this location, where languages such as Somali, Oromo, Kiswahili, Tigray, and other among East languages will be spoken. Families and children feel more welcome when they are recognized, when they see people that recognize and look like them, speak like them, and come from a similar background. And as a proud parent of SPPS, alongside many other parents, we have a mutual feeling of excitement, as this is a historic time that is welcomed and a step moving forward in the right direction that honors diversity, culture, and heritage. Thank you. Next, we'll have Director of the St. Paul Board School of Education come up. Please help me welcome Hala Henderson.
Good morning. My name is Hala Henderson, and I have the privilege of serving on the St. Paul School Board, and I am so proud to be here today. I speak from firsthand experience as a daughter of an East African immigrant, of the pride we have for where we come from and the anxiety of losing what makes our community so beautiful. The East African Elementary Magnet School, that's a mouthful, excites me because it provides us the opportunity to show that a quality education does not mean you have to sacrifice the culture and the languages that make our students and families so brilliant. We know that learning environments thrive when our students are connected to the materials and the people and the communities that represent them and their learning environments. For years, communities like mine have looked for spaces and places that allow us to hold on to the pieces of our identity and our history that are fundamental to who we are. That can look like cultural experiences, practices, history, and of course, our languages. We are a diverse district, as Dr. Gothard pointed out. That might feel like a bit of an understatement, but it is the reality. We are a diverse district, and when we lean into that and recognize that building deep and lasting bonds in our communities, it starts with answering the need born from our families and our students. And even within the East African community, that's a broad term. To have space that recognizes our individual experiences and backgrounds, that seeks to provide multiple pathways for languages of the diaspora, that's something to be excited about and to applaud our community members, educators, and leaders who have fought for it for years before. It's ambitious, and this is exactly the sort of thing that we do when we invest in one another. It says to families like mine that our languages are worthy of being studied and shared, and I am excited to be a part of an SPPS that leads in that space. Thank you so much, and I'm going to pass it to Representative Hussain.
Well, give it up one more time for St. Paul Public Schools. Hello, and thank you for all being here today. As you know, I took a few hours to be here with you because I'm supposed to be at the state legislature at 11 o'clock, but I'll try to be fast as much as I can. My name is Representative Hussain. This is my district, the district that I grew up. I am proud to be a St. Paul Public School product. It brings me a great joy and a pride to see the launch of the new East African Elementary Magnet School. It is important for young students to have representation of their culture, language, tradition in their school curriculum, and educators as well. Students need to feel sense of belonging and acceptance for increased social, emotional, and development. The school is extremely beneficial for immigrant and refugee student population in the city of St. Paul and the Twin Cities. Creating a school community center preserving our culture and a rich history, and we all need to celebrate our history. One thing I'm really excited about this year, we passed many bills, which is a great bills, but one of them is ethnic study, teacher of color. Because the study that and the research that we made in the state level, I believe in that ethnic studies empower students to become active learning in the classroom. I believe in empowering all of our community and our children. And that's one thing that we're doing this year in the state level. I would like to see more community investment, blighted in the state of Minnesota, and that's one thing that we have been fighting for, equity and justice for our kids so they can learn better in the school. We all do better when we all do better, and we need to take care for one another. Together we are making Minnesota a better place for the future generation in our state. We are fighting for you all, and we can make sure that what I would like to see, more partnership similar to these schools, for the public schools and the city of St. Paul to partnership for cross out the community in our city. I am a long-time Frogtown resident, and I'm excited to be here with you all and to see, because our kids can learn when we invest them. And that's one thing that we've been doing this year. We are investing early childhood education all the way to free college. It never had been in the state of Minnesota. This is something that we want to make sure our kids to learn, because no other state has done that. We're giving a 4 years free school for the state of Minnesota, for we have no excuse. We want to make sure that kids come back and learn so they can help others, and we all do better when we all do better. Thank you for being here, and thanks for having me here. And allow me to introduce and welcome our great mayor, City of St. Paul, Melvin Carter.
I appreciate it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What an incredible morning it is, Representative. Thank you so much for your work. To all the other representatives who were here, I saw a couple move out back towards the Capitol. What an epic legislative session we're having right now. Thank you so much for your work, all of you. I saw the governor this morning, and he seems very committed to making sure that Minnesota is the best place on the planet to raise a child. That's exciting. And it's in the tradition of Minnesota, because we've always invested in children. We've always invested in people. And we also know that to a predictable and embarrassing extent, we've always had significant disparities that have existed in our community. My name is Melvin Carter, and I'm the mayor of this city, but I'm also a product of our St. Paul Public Schools. I'm also a parent in our St. Paul Public Schools. I tell folks I'm that child that the whole village raised. You know that saying, it takes a whole community to raise a child? Well, that's me. And that raising happened right here in this neighborhood, just blocks away from where we are right now. And so this is a community that is very near and dear to my heart. And one of the things that we've said to this city from the beginning is that I believe one of the keys to unlocking the incredible, limitless future that I believe exists for St. Paul is to unlock the human potential in all of us. It's to shift our focus from a city that sees young people just as English language learners to a city that understands our young people who speak over 100 different languages at home as language teachers in our community. To understand that as we work hard to recruit companies to come to St. Paul and employ people in St. Paul, the one thing they're all looking for right now is that diverse, international, multicultural, multilingual workforce so they can sell to the entire planet. That's what we have here in St. Paul. This announcement today is about ensuring that every single child in our community can enjoy the richness that our St. Paul Public Schools has to offer, can enjoy the richness that our city and our state have to offer. I complain often. My one complaint about this job is when I came into the office, I couldn't find the magic wand. I can't just wave my hands and do things and say abracadabra and make things happen. We need big partnerships of people to do that, which is why you don't just see St. Paul Public Schools people here at this announcement. That's why you see community members. That's why you see moms and dads, even young dads, city council members, mayors, state representatives. Community is here because this is a space that community will engage. This is a space that community will employ. This is a space where our entire village will get a chance to raise our children together. We're excited to be a part of this story, and we're excited to be able to launch this school in this space. We look forward to the robust engagement that we expect our families and our communities to have in response to this bold vision. Superintendent, I thank you for giving it life. Principal, thank you so much for your work to date. In that I left the St. Paul Public Schools in 1997, and you came in that same time. So we appreciate all of your hard work and all of the folks who worked together to put this important announcement together. We know that the work doesn't end today with this announcement. We know that the work begins today with this announcement, and we look forward to seeing this place busy and bustling and loud, full of scholars in our community. Thank you so much. And as I talk about the team that I have to rely on, it certainly includes primarily our St. Paul City Council. As a former Ward 1 St. Paul City Council member, I always kind of look real closely to see who's in the Ward 1 office and see how they're carrying the work forward. And I have to tell you, I've been absolutely pleased for the opportunity to work with my mentor, my colleague, my good friend, St. Paul Ward 1 City Council member Russell Ballinger.
Good morning. I got up today and I've walked around my house excited for this moment. I am Russell Ballinger, City Council member for Ward 1, the heart of the city. I was born and raised and went to school in Ward 1. East Africa Elementary Magnet School, this is your home, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to tell you a brief story. When I went away to college, to Morehead State College then, it's Young University now, I don't think I had ever seen anyone actually from Africa. There were two, this is a long time ago, there were two guys at the college who were from East Africa, and they were friends, and they would wear the clothes that they had come from home with. And I looked at them and I said, I've got to know them. Their name was Thomas and Gaeti. It was a very hard experience. The school had their first 50 minority students. A lot of them came from a lot of different places in the States. When the first quarter was over, there were 9 of us left. 4 of them came from Central High School here in Ward 1, and there was Thomas and Gaeti were there. And we stayed on and supported each other. Later after school, I would come home, and our first council member of African descent was Bill Wilson. And he started a school for East African kids called Urban Academy. And he had me come and talk to the parents because they were new here and tell them about the culture of this city. I never forget that, and I want you to know that I got grandkids that might be showing up here, like my daughter did at Urban Academy. And again, I'm very proud and excited that we're here. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Dr. Gothard for questions and answers.
So glad you're here today. Let's give everyone a round of applause again. And at this time, I can take some questions.
What specifically makes this a magnet school? Will there be instruction in these other languages? Are there specific things you can point to that will set this school apart from traditional elementary?
You know, I think we have a wide breadth of schools and different ways that we approach magnets, and one will certainly be the theme of East Africa. Language, culture, people, community connections, staff, and to the extent possible, and really trying to see our students in their full selves and help them understand where they come from and help others understand where students come from. It's a widely diverse area that we're talking about. East Africa is not singular. It's very plural. So it's an exciting opportunity for us.
So the school's opening just a few months from now. Can you tell us a little bit about the plans to create a whole school at that time to fill with students and staff?
Well, I think we are very much used to having things in some cases unpredictable. And right now we know that our efforts have to focus on getting the staff in place with Dr. Adam. We need to make sure that we can outreach to families to let them know what they can expect from East African Magnet School. And we need to make sure that we have all the supports in place, transportation, nutrition services, teachers that are here and ready to go for day one. This is a task that I contemplated. And I looked at our team and I said, if not now, then when? And how long do we have to wait for us to innovate? The fact of the matter is that St. Paul Public Schools has been under incredible challenges with enrollment. And there are two ways to approach that. One is that you can continue to do things the same way. You can continue to do things the same way and you will see trends continue. Or you can say, you know what, this is a unique opportunity in our history to do something different, to do something bold, to do something innovative, to do something where you can get a parking lot full of incredible supporters, parents, community members, state representatives, mayors, everyone who's here today focused on how to make this school successful. If I was doing this alone, I'd be concerned. But I am far from alone, and there is a community behind us to make sure that we are ready to go for our September start. It may look different September 9th than it does December 9th, certainly for the next year. But we are going to start this school, and we are going to start it in great ways. This will be a full school, comprehensive in nature, running under the same guidelines that we follow at the district level. So yes, absolutely. We are free and appropriate public education as a cornerstone of democracy, of civil rights, and we will ensure that our students are supported. We will make sure that we have all the supports necessary for our students to thrive. Yes.
Yes, my name is Nirmal from Oromo Community of Minnesota, and I work at for transportation company, transporting students. I have a great concern that there is a gap between children and parents. How you can bring the gap that is getting wider and wider and make our students be more successful, because the behavior that I see is not something that we have seen, and it's really challenging. Children are running from one school to another school. This is not acceptable. It's not the children's fault. There is a gap between the children and parents, and maybe the school. How can you bring this gap now?
It is not lost on me at all that as we stand here and I breathe this air, that I breathe it differently than everybody else who occupies this community. And there are many challenges. And there are many ways we can look at that. We can look at outside influences and how it impacts our school, and that certainly happens. It is my expectation that this school, East African Magnet Elementary School, becomes a stronghold in this community, and we can influence and impact the way that we bring our community together. What better way to do that through education? You know, many might wonder, well, what are students going to learn there? Well, we have an incredible literacy. We have a brand new math curriculum we've adopted. The rigor of this school is going to be every bit that we expect at every one of our schools. And I think the unique opportunity we have here, as you can see by who's joining me on the stage today, is that this community is not going to turn their back on the start of this school. They are going to be here side by side with us to ensure that we get off to a strong start and that we maintain and build on that strong start. I think the challenges that you bring up are ones that I very much hope we can solve in the hallways and rooms of this school. That's what it's here for. That's what schools can provide to a community, and I stand ready to commit to that, as I know our staff do as well.
Anything else? I wonder how you think about the values of racial integration versus cultural responsive. You know, in light of the Cruz Guzman lawsuit, for example, So you hesitate to start a school that clearly will be overwhelmingly black, obviously diversity within that, but I wonder how you think about that.
I have never in my career, almost 30 years, 10 years as a superintendent, received a guidebook for how to help students learn. There are certainly policies, there are certainly funding. There are no magic answers. I think the mayor might have mentioned abracadabra. In education, that doesn't work either. What I do know is that there are thousands of students who identify with East Africa in this community who choose schools other than St. Paul Public Schools. What I do know is that we have seen dramatic enrollment declines over the last decade plus. What I do know is schools across districts like ours in the United States are seeing increasing enrollment declines. And one answer that I've seen school communities have to that is that what is it that the community is demanding? What is it that can inspire hope and belief in a community? And this is our answer. I think that, again, the undergirded in all of who we know will be students here is the notion that we are going to work as hard as we possibly can to ensure our students are reading by 3rd grade. They're ready for kindergarten, and that they are thriving in our new math curriculum. They're exploring career and post-secondary opportunities. We want our students to dream, and it's our job to facilitate those dreams. That isn't going to change here. It's only going to be better. Thank you all very much. Do we want to get a picture, or are we off?
Yeah, we're going to just go together.
Okay.
That's why I get that water right there.